Without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to our very next storyteller, Benjamin Rexroad.
So I always come to these events never knowing what I'm going to say or what I'm going to talk about or any of that good stuff. So yeah, I'm just winging this. And it was the summer of as tall as lions, roof diving, and joblessness. But we need to back up before we get to the summer. It was my senior year of college, or it was supposed to be, and I was directing a show, and I needed an actor who could play piano live on stage, and also do something else that we'll get to. And so I am in the atrium of Gazetta Hall at the University of Akron, and there, sitting in a chair, is somebody I haven't seen before. Somebody who I think is really, really cute. So I go and sit down next to him, and my opening line is, "So how do you feel about kissing boys?" Because, of course, in the play, he needed to be able to kiss a guy on stage and play the piano. And he goes, "I'm not opposed to it." And I said, "That's great. You're in my show." And that was how I met Jeff Clem of Maid Myriad. And slowly over the course of the show we were working on, it was called Dog Sees God, Confessions of a Teenage Blockhead. It was about when Charlie Brown was a teenager. And Pigpen is a jerk. You have the two party girls, Marcy and Peppermint Patty. Lucy's in an insane asylum for catching someone on fire. It was a good show. And I was supposed to graduate, but the producing entity wasn't doing a good job. So I skipped a one-weekend seminar to be there to manage the show because it was selling out. So doing so, I didn't graduate. Then I get asked by Jeff to move in with him at 150 North Rose. And I was working up at Porthouse Theater, and I quit because I was like, this isn't the type of theater I want to do. And so Jeff was like, "How do you feel about managing a band?" And I said, "I've never done that before, but all right, it can't be too hard, right? I mean, you're doing it, Jeff." And needless to say, it was a colossal failure. Instead of managing anything, I would go to shows and get a little tipsy. It was a good time. And that summer, I also didn't have a job because I had quit mine and was never, ever going back to theater ever again. I was done. And I survived entirely by selling my plasma, which was fun, and I still have the scars. Yeah. But you would get to go there, and you would sit, and you would read a book while they were drawing your blood and doing whatever centrifugal thing that science does. And I would just get to hang out. It was okay. It was a good time. You would have the people that were obviously either on drugs or coming off of drugs that were there as well. And you just have me, this pretty little boy, sitting there. And so we realized that maybe I shouldn't be managing a band. And I was like, well, the only thing I really know how to do is theater. So I was living with Kyle at the time, and I said, "How do you feel about starting a theater company?" And it's probably October at this time, and I said, "Let's do A Christmas Carol." I hate the show, but I'll write my own version, and it will be all right, I guess. And so we started a theater company called Heads Up Productions, and a little while later, that has morphed into Wandering Aesthetics, and I'm still doing theater, and still hanging out with Kyle, and still best friends with Jeff and Kevin from Maid Myriad, even though we're widely flung across the United States now. So, all right, thank you.